Again, a lot of this came after President Trump checked in with the Saudi Crown Prince and Vladimir Putin, essentially saying maybe you should let bygones be bygones, bury the hatchet, do something about oil production. We are told the two countries have agreed to scale back oil production about 10 million barrels a day. That's the goal, at least, but a lot of these pledges can unravel. But that was a big reason for the advance in oil, because when it gets too low, it can be damaging. So that's what happened today. Let's get to on all this with Senator Tim Scott, the beautiful state of South Carolina. I didn't think the day would come, Senator, when we welcoming higher oil prices here, but it's the times in which we live. They'd crashed too far. What do you make of that?
Well, there's no doubt that stabilizing the oil market, anytime you have a fight between Saudi Arabia and Russia, it really leads to lower prices. And if you're in the Oklahoma area or South Dakota, the shale industry really depends on prices around $45 or $50 per barrel. So this is really good news for the energy sector. Not as good news for those of us at the pump, but ultimately really good news for a global economy that needs stability. And stability comes really in one form, and that's confidence. We need to infuse more confidence into the market. As we see that confidence, you'll start seeing the market take off in different sectors. The best thing we can do is to continue to provide the type of stimulus that really makes sense, that's targeted and temporary. But what we saw today in the energy market, energy sector, is really good news.
Senator, there's been talk already that the three stimulus measures we've had, including the biggest one, the $2.3 trillion one, that's already filtering through the system. A lot of people will see it in a matter of a number are saying we need a bigger stimulus package, a fourth round. The president has kicked around the idea of an infrastructure measure. Democrats are looking at changing some tax provisions, including the limit in mortgage tax deductions, et cetera. Where do you stand on this? Do we need yet another relief package?
Neil, you made some really good points there that need to be unpacked a little bit. Speaker Pelosi is looking for a way to strip the SALT deductions from the tax program. What that basically means is giving more money to folks making $200,000 or more and taking it from the people who make less than $200,000. A really bad idea. The president has certainly floated the idea and been very supportive of the concept of an infrastructure plan. The definition of infrastructure is becoming more and more important as people want to expand that definition. My theory is simple. We just put $2.2 trillion into the market. If you include the commercial facility, that could be another $4 trillion of activity. So literally a $6 trillion infusion, depending on how you look at it. It would be really important for me to see how the $6 trillion or the simple $2 trillion is impacting the market, impacting the average person in our country. How does it impact the person working every day of the week, trying to make their paychecks meet? Those questions should be answered before we dive into phase 4 blindly. There are some spots that we can see now that are starting to emerge as troubled spots. If you are a commercial property owner, all the folks in all your tenants are being given the sign, don't worry about paying your rent. It'll be okay for 60 or 90 days. Well, if you're the person who has the ultimate mortgage, that's not okay. So we're going to have to wind down that road a little bit and figure out how to make sure that what was done in phase 2, which left holes that we had to fix in phase 3, that's not happening now.
Senator, we'll watch it closely. Thank you for taking the time. As always, be well, be healthy, be safe.